Hello, my friend. Welcome back to the Daily English Podcast. Today we are going to talk about one of the most important skills in English, a skill that many learners struggle with, a skill that decides whether you pass your exam or whether you miss the answer, a skill that makes movies, podcasts, and conversations feel natural or makes them feel impossible. That skill is listening. Now, listening in English is not just about hearing sounds. It's about understanding. It's about focus. It's about catching the meaning, even when the words come fast, even when the accent feels different, even when the grammar is not perfect. And today, I will show you how to listen effectively in two different worlds. The first world is listening for exams, IELTS, TOEFL, or school tests. This kind of listening is very specific. You need to answer questions. You need to be fast. You need to be accurate. Every small mistake can cost you a point. The second world is listening for real life, movies, podcasts, and conversations. This kind of listening is more natural. You don't need perfect answers. You need understanding. You need flow. You need to catch meaning, not every little word. So let's explore both. Step by step. Simple, clear, practical. So let's begin with exam listening. When you sit down for a listening exam, the first rule is simple. Read the questions first. Always. Don't wait passively for the audio to start. Use that preparation time wisely. Look at the questions. Underline keywords. Notice names. Notice dates. Notice numbers. Notice phrases like main reason, advantage, problem. Why? Because this wakes up your brain. It tells your ears what to listen for. It's like setting a filter in your mind. If the question is, what time does the train leave? You already know the answer must be a time. Maybe 7:30. Maybe 7:30. Maybe 7:30 in the evening. Different words. Same meaning. You're ready. This is powerful because listening exams love paraphrasing. The question might say cheap. The audio might say not expensive. The question might say problem. The audio might say issue. If you only wait for the exact word, you will miss the answer. But if you listen for the meaning, you will find it. Another tip: predict before you hear. When you look at the blank in a fill-in-the-blank question, ask yourself, what kind of word fits here? If the sentence is, the ticket costs, you know the answer must be a number with currency. If the sentence is, there are two, you know the answer must be plural. This way, your brain is prepared. When the answer comes, it fits like a puzzle piece. Now let's talk about writing while listening. In exams, you don't have time for full sentences. You must write quickly, so use short forms. Write 7:30 instead of 7:30. Write info instead of information. Write lib instead of library. Don't stop to check spelling during the audio. Keep moving. Keep listening. You will have time at the end. At the end of the section, use those extra minutes to check. Check spelling, check grammar, check singular and plural. Because even a small mistake can cost a point. Book is not the same as books. Child is not the same as children. Now let's prepare for traps. Listening exams often try to confuse you. Sometimes the speaker says one thing, then corrects it. I'll meet you on Tuesday. Oh, wait. No. Thursday. If you wrote Tuesday, you lost the point. The correct answer is Thursday. Sometimes they give extra information. The cinema is near the post office, but it's easier to find if you go from the train station. If the question asks, what is the cinema near? The answer is the train station, not the post office. Sometimes they spell names quickly. The surname is Farrell. If you miss one R, the answer is wrong. So practice writing letters fast, and sometimes the trick is in the plural. The students need pens and notebooks. If you write only pen or only notebook, you lose the point. The full answer is plural, so stay calm. Don't panic if you miss one answer. Keep moving. because the audio will not stop for you. And finally, practice under real exam conditions. Don't only read tips. Use real past papers. Time yourself. Sit in a quiet place. Pretend it is the real test. At first, it feels stressful, but the more you practice, the calmer you become. Your ear gets sharper, your notes get faster, your confidence grows. So let's pause here. What have we learned about exam listening? Read the questions first. Predict the answers. Expect paraphrase. Watch out for traps. Write short. Notes. Check at the end. Practice like the real exam. These habits make you ready. They stop you from being surprised. They give you control. Listening for real life now, my friend. Let's move to the second world of listening. Real life. Movies, podcasts, conversations with friends or colleagues. Here, the goal is different. It's not about writing an answer. It's not about losing or gaining 1 point. It's about understanding. It's about connection. It's about feeling comfortable in English. Step 1. Choose the right level. This is the first key. Because if the material is too difficult, you feel frustrated. You understand nothing. You give up. But if it's too easy, you learn nothing new. Your ear stays the same. You don't grow. The sweet spot is around 70 to 80%, enough to follow the main message. But still enough challenge to stretch your brain. So if a movie feels impossible, add subtitles. If a podcast feels too easy, choose a faster one. Balance is everything. Step 2. Mix active and passive listening. There are 2 ways to listen in real life. Active listening means full focus. Sit down, put on headphones, play a podcast or a movie scene, take notes, repeat phrases, pause and replay. Passive listening is different. Here, you don't give all your focus. You just let English flow around you. Maybe music while cooking. Maybe a podcast while walking. Maybe an audiobook while cleaning. Active listening trains sharp focus. Passive listening trains your ear naturally. Together, they make you stronger. Tip: try to mix both every day. Step 3. Use shadowing. Shadowing is one of the most powerful exercises. Here's how it works. Play a short clip. Pause. Repeat immediately. Copy the rhythm. Copy the intonation. Copy the sound. Don't worry if you are not perfect. Just try to match the music of the language. This exercise does 2 things at once. It trains your ear to catch details, and it trains your mouth to produce them. Soon, the words feel natural in both directions. You don't just hear English, you start to think in English. Step 4. Learn to catch keywords, not every word. This is a big mistake many learners make. They try to hear every single word, but native speakers speak fast. They connect words. They drop sounds. They say gonna instead of going to. They say wanna instead of want to. They say did ya instead of did you. If you focus on every small sound, you get lost. Instead, listen for keywords. For example, I'm gonna grab some coffee before class. Even if you only hear coffee and class, you still understand the main idea. Tip: meaning lives in the big words, not the little ones. Step 5. Replay and summarize. One of the best habits for real-life listening is this. First, listen once for the big picture. What is the topic? What is the mood? What is the main idea? Then listen again for details. What examples are used? What reasons are given? What facts are mentioned? After, stop. Say or write a summary in your own words. It can be 1 or 2 sentences. It doesn't need perfect grammar. It just needs to capture the meaning. This step makes your listening stick, because when you explain it yourself, you remember it. Step 6. Accept imperfection. In real life, you will never understand every word. Even native speakers don't. Sometimes the sound is noisy. Sometimes the accent is new. Sometimes the vocabulary is unusual, and that's okay. Your goal is not perfection. Your goal is understanding. Your goal is connection, so relax. Focus on the message, not the missing pieces. Trust yourself, so let's pause. What have we learned about real-life listening? Choose material at the right level. Mix active and passive listening. Practice shadowing. Focus on keywords, not every word. Replay and summarize. Accept imperfection. These habits make listening feel lighter. They give you confidence. They make English a friend, not a fear. Daily listening habits. Now, my friend, let's make listening part of your daily life. Because one thing is clear. If you want to get better, you must practice often. Not only once a week, not only before exams, but every day. And here's the good news. You don't need hours. Even 10 minutes a day can change your ear. It's not about time. It's about consistency. Exercise. 1. One clip, many ways. Choose a short clip, maybe 2 minutes. It could be a podcast. It could be a YouTube video. It could be a scene from a movie. Listen once without stopping. Just try to catch the big idea. Then listen again and take notes. Then listen a third time and repeat some phrases. Finally, listen one more time and summarize it in your own words. One clip, 4 different practices, and all in less than 20 minutes. Exercise. 2. Listening journal. Get a small notebook. After each listening session, write 2 or 3 sentences. Not about grammar, not about vocabulary lists, just about what you understood. Example. I listened to a podcast about healthy food. The speaker said small habits are more important than big diets. That's enough. It trains you to listen, remember, and explain. Step by step, your memory grows. Exercise. 3. Background English. Let English live around you. Play music while you cook. Play radio while you clean. Play a podcast while you walk. Don't worry if you don't understand everything. Your ear is still learning. It's like a baby hearing sounds again and again. The brain learns patterns. Without effort. This is passive listening. And it works beautifully when mixed with active practice. Exercise. 4. Shadow one sentence. Sometimes learners feel shadowing is too hard, but you don't need to shadow a long speech. Start small. Take 1 sentence. Play it. Pause. Repeat exactly, copying rhythm and tone. Do it 5 times. By the end, that one sentence feels natural in your mouth and your ear. And the next day, choose a new sentence. 1 sentence a day, it's mean 365 sentences a year. Imagine how powerful that is. Exercise 5. Listen to yourself. Record your voice. Read a short text out loud. Then play it back. Compare it with the original audio. This way, you hear your mistakes. You notice what sounds natural and what doesn't. It may feel strange at first, but it's one of the fastest ways to improve. Common mistakes in listening now, let's talk about what to avoid. Because sometimes learners practice a lot, but they don't improve. Why? Because they practice in the wrong way. Mistake 1. Trying to understand every word. This only creates stress. Remember, focus on keywords and meaning. Mistake 2. Using subtitles all the time. Subtitles are good for learning, but if you never turn them off, your ear stays lazy. Try sometimes with subtitles, sometimes without. Mistake 3. Listening without a goal. Don't just play audio and hope to understand. Have a purpose. Maybe today your goal is vocabulary. Maybe tomorrow your goal is pronunciation. When you know your goal, your focus is sharper. Mistake 4. Giving up too early. Sometimes you listen and feel lost. That's normal. Don't stop. Listen again. Even small progress is progress. Building confidence in listening now. Confidence is the real key. Because many learners can understand more than they believe. The problem is not their ear. The problem is their fear. They hear fast English and panic. They say, I didn't catch everything, so I failed. But no, you don't need 100%. You only need enough. Think about this. Even native speakers don't catch every word. Sometimes the sound is noisy. Sometimes the accent is strong. Sometimes the topic is new, but they still understand the main idea. And that's all you need too. So start small. Celebrate small wins. Maybe today you understood one joke in a movie. That's success. Maybe today you understood 3 answers in a podcast quiz. That's success. Confidence grows like a seed. You water it every day with practice. And slowly, it becomes strong. So let's pause and reflect. What habits make you better at listening? Practice daily, even 10 minutes. Use one clip in many ways. Keep a listening journal. Let English live around you. Shadow one sentence a day. Record your own voice. Avoid common mistakes. Build confidence step by step. These are not big, heavy tasks. They are small, simple habits. But small habits every day create big results. Different accents, same English. Now, my friend, let's talk about accents. Because one big fear many learners have is this. I understand American movies, but I can't understand British English. Or, I understand my teacher, but not real native speakers. This is normal. English is global. There are many accents. American, British, Australian, Canadian, Indian, African. Each one has its own sound, rhythm, and music. So how do you train your ear? The answer is simple. Expose yourself. If you only listen to one accent, your brain gets used to only that, rhythm. But if you listen to many, your brain becomes flexible. Watch one British series. Listen to one American podcast. Try an Australian YouTube channel. At first it feels strange, but slowly your ear adapts. You don't need to understand everything. You only need to get used to the music of each accent. Think of it like learning to recognize different singers. The words are the same song, but the voices are different. Your brain can learn to recognize them. Group conversations. Now let's move to another challenge. Listening in groups. One person speaking is okay, but 3 or 4 people, it feels impossible. Voices overlap, people interrupt. The topic jumps around, so what should you do? First, don't panic. You don't need to understand every voice. Focus on one main speaker. Usually there's one person leading the conversation. Second, look for signals. Phrases like, I agree with you, or, but wait, the problem is. These phrases show a change in the conversation. Third, practice with podcasts or shows where multiple people talk. Start with short clips. Listen 2 or 3 times. Each time, focus on a different person. First time, listen to speaker A. Second time, speaker B. Third time, speaker C. This way, you train your ear to follow many voices without stress. Tip: don't try to catch every detail. Just focus on the main flow of ideas. Staying calm. When you miss something, here's another truth. You will always miss something. Even advanced learners, even native speakers. So the real skill is not perfection. The real skill is staying calm. Imagine you are in a conversation. Someone says a long sentence, and you didn't catch it. Most learners freeze. They panic. They say, sorry, my English is bad. But that reaction is not helpful. Instead, do 2 things. Stay relaxed. Use rescue phrases. Rescue phrases are simple sentences you can use when you don't understand. Sorry, could you say that again? Can you repeat more slowly? Do you mean? These phrases give you time. They also show confidence. Because real communication is not about understanding every word. It's about keeping the conversation alive. Tip: missing. One word is not failure. It's normal. Listening is also improve your speaking. Now here's the best part. Listening is not only for listening. It also improves your speaking. When you listen often, you collect patterns. You hear how people connect words. You hear natural phrases. You hear intonation and rhythm. And later, when you speak, those patterns come out naturally, without memorizing, without forcing. For example, you might hear, "I'm not sure about that." You hear it 20 times in podcasts. One day, in a real conversation, you say it yourself, without even thinking. That's the magic of listening. It teaches you to speak. Tip: shadow short phrases to turn listening into speaking practice. So let's pause and reflect. What did we learn in this section? Accents become easier with exposure. Group conversations are easier if you focus, on one speaker at a time. Missing words is normal. Use rescue phrases to stay calm. Listening feeds your speaking. Patterns you hear become patterns you use. These are skills you can practice every day. They don't need a classroom. They don't need a teacher. They just need consistency. Listening. Under pressure now, my friend. Let's talk about pressure. Because sometimes listening feels easy when you are relaxed. But the moment you sit in an exam hall or when you meet a fast talker, everything changes. Your hands sweat. Your brain freezes. And suddenly, even simple words feel hard. This is normal. Pressure changes how we listen. So, what can you do? The first step is breathing. Before an exam audio starts, take one slow breath. Calm your body. Tell yourself, I don't need every word. I only need the meaning. Second, train with background noise. Play a podcast while another sound is on. Maybe music, maybe TV in another room. Try to focus on the podcast. This trains your ear to stay strong even in noisy places. Third, simulate pressure at home. Set a timer. Do one practice test with no pause, no repeat. Pretend it's the real exam. The more you practice under stress, the calmer you feel later. Building focus and attention. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. Phones buzz, notifications pop up, our attention jumps around. But listening well needs focus. So, how do you build it? Think of focus as a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. Start small. Listen to one clip for 5 minutes without stopping. No phone, no other tasks. Just you and the audio. Next time, try 10 minutes, then 15. Slowly, your focus grows. And with focus, your understanding doubles. Tip: quality is better than quantity. 10 minutes of deep focus is more valuable than 1 hour of distracted listening. Using technology wisely. Now let's talk about tools. Because today, technology gives us so many ways to improve listening. One tool is transcripts. Many podcasts and videos now come with text. First, listen without the text. Then, check the transcript to see what you missed. Finally, listen again while reading. This builds both ear and eye connection. Another tool is slow playback. Most apps let you play at 0.75 speed. At first, this helps you catch the rhythm. Then, move back to normal speed. And if you want a challenge, try 1.25 speed. This pushes your ear to be faster. Apps like YouTube, Spotify, and podcast players all have this feature. Tip: don't only use slow mode. Balance slow for training and normal for real life. Weekly. Listening plan now. Let me give you a simple plan. 1 week of daily habits that you can repeat again and again. Day 1. Active listening. Choose a podcast. Listen for 10 minutes with full focus. Take notes. Write a short summary. Day 2. Passive listening. Play English music or a radio station in the background while you do other tasks. Let your brain absorb without pressure. Day 3. Shadowing. Pick one short clip. Repeat sentences out loud. Focus on rhythm and intonation. Day 4. Transcript training. Listen to a clip once without text. Check the transcript. Listen again with text. Highlight new words. Day 5. Movie or series practice. Watch one scene, first with subtitles, then without. Try to catch natural speech. Day 6. Mixed practice. Do both passive and active listening in one day. Maybe a podcast while walking, then shadowing at home. Day 7. Reflection. Write in your journal. What did you listen to this week? What new words did you hear? What felt easier than last week? This weekly cycle is simple. It doesn't take hours. But if you repeat it, week after week, your listening will grow naturally. So, let's pause and reflect. What helps you handle pressure in listening? Calm breathing before audio. Training with background noise. Simulating exam pressure at home. Building focus like a muscle. Using transcripts and playback speed. Following a weekly plan with variety. These steps turn listening from stress into strength, from fear into confidence, from confusion into clarity. Listening with purpose. Now, my friend, let's talk about purpose, because not every listening is the same. Sometimes you listen for study. Sometimes you listen for fun. Sometimes you listen for work. And each purpose needs a different mindset. Listening for study. When you listen for study, your goal is depth. You want to understand clearly. You want to remember. You want to take notes. Here, don't rush. Pause when needed. Replay when needed. Check transcripts. Focus on vocabulary and grammar patterns. This kind of listening is slow. It's not about speed. It's about building knowledge step by step. Listening for fun. Now let's talk about listening for fun. This could be movies, music, or podcasts about hobbies. Here, your goal is enjoyment. Don't worry about every detail. Just relax and let the story carry you. If you don't understand one line in a movie, ignore it and keep going. Enjoy the feeling. Enjoy the rhythm. This kind of listening makes English your friend, not just your subject. Listening for work, and sometimes you listen for professional reasons. Meetings, interviews, presentations. Here, your goal is accuracy. You need key facts. You need numbers. You need clear instructions. So when listening for work, take notes quickly. Write down names, dates, and actions. Ignore small details. Focus on what you must do after the meeting. This way, listening becomes practical, not overwhelming. Turning mistakes into learning now, let's talk about mistakes. Because every learner makes them. You will miss words. You will misunderstand. You will answer wrongly sometimes. But mistakes are not failure. Mistakes are feedback. When you miss a word, ask, why did I miss it? Was the accent new? Was the speed fast? Was it a phrase I didn't know? When you know the reason, you can fix it. If it's speed, train with faster audio. If it's accent, try a new one. If it's vocabulary, write it in your journal. Mistakes are teachers. Every wrong answer shows you the next step forward. Long-term growth in listening now. Let's think about the bigger picture. Because listening improvement is not instant. It takes time. It takes patience. At the beginner stage, you may only catch single words. Coffee, school, tomorrow. At the intermediate stage, you catch phrases. Going to school tomorrow. Having coffee after work. At the advanced stage, you catch the flow. You follow conversations, jokes, and fast discussions. Each stage is progress. Each stage builds on the one before, so don't be impatient. Don't compare yourself with others. Focus on your own growth. Every day you listen, your ear gets sharper, even if you don't notice it immediately. Mindset for success. Finally, let's talk about mindset, because listening is not only a skill, it's also an attitude. If you believe listening is too hard, your brain closes. If you believe you can grow step by step, your brain opens. So prepare your mind before every session. Tell yourself, I don't need perfection. I only need progress. I don't need every word. I only need meaning. I am getting better every day. This mindset keeps you calm. This mindset keeps you motivated. This mindset makes listening enjoyable, not painful. So let's pause and reflect. What did we learn here? Study listening is for depth. Fun listening is for enjoyment. Work listening is for accuracy. Mistakes are feedback, not failure. Growth comes in stages, words, phrases, flow. Mindset shapes success. When you know your purpose, your practice becomes lighter. When you accept mistakes, your progress becomes faster. When you focus on the long term, your confidence becomes unshakable. Now, my friend, let's put everything we've learned into one clear picture. Listening is not just a skill, it is a journey. It begins small, with single words. It grows into phrases, and then it blossoms into full conversations. You have learned how to handle listening for exams, to read questions first, to predict answers, to expect paraphrase, to avoid traps, to write quickly, and to check carefully. You have learned how to handle listening in real life, to choose the right level, to mix active and passive listening, to shadow short clips, to focus on keywords, to replay and summarize, to accept imperfection. You have learned daily habits, one clip, many ways, a listening journal, background English, one sentence shadowing, recording your own voice. You have learned how to face pressure, to breathe, to stay calm in noise, to build focus like a muscle, to practice with transcripts and playback speed, to follow a weekly plan. You have learned about purpose, study for depth, fun for enjoyment, work for accuracy. You have seen how mistakes are not failure, but teachers, how growth is step by step, and how mindset changes everything. So let's ask, what is listening really about? It is about connection. It is about catching meaning. It is about being part of the conversation. Every time you listen, you are not only training your ear, you are training your patience, you are training your focus, you are training your confidence, you are building the ability to stay calm when you miss something. You are building the courage to ask for repetition. You are building the habit of understanding, not only hearing. Listening, in the end, is about trust. Trust in yourself. Trust that your brain is learning, even when you don't notice. Trust that every podcast, every movie, every exam practice is growing you stronger. Practical final tips before we close. Let me give you a few more reminders. Don't only study English, live in English. Let your ears touch it every day. Don't fear fast speakers. Even if you understand half, you are winning. Don't give up when it feels hard. Difficulty is proof that you are growing. Don't compare yourself to others. Compare yourself today with yourself last month. Remember, listening is not about being perfect. It's about being present. It's about staying with the sound until meaning appears. My friend, every skill you want is already inside you. It is not a question of talent. It is a question of practice. It is a question of patience. It is a question of consistency. The more you listen, the sharper your ear becomes. The sharper your ear, the more confident your speaking becomes. The more confident you're speaking, the more doors open in your life. So don't stop. Even on days when you feel tired, listen for 5 minutes. Even on days when you feel lost, listen for one sentence. Every small step matters. Every small step brings you closer. Thank you for walking through this journey with me. Today we explored listening, not just as an exam skill, but as a life skill. You now know the strategies, the habits, and the mindset that can transform your English. Remember this: exams, questions first. Real life, meaning first. One is for accuracy, the other is for connection, and together they make you unstoppable. So keep listening, keep growing, keep moving forward, one clip, one sentence, one conversation at a time, and never forget, the more you learn, the more you grow. If this podcast helped you, please like, subscribe, and share it with other learners. And tell me in the comments, which is harder for you, exam listening or real-life listening? I can't wait to hear your answer. See you in the next podcast.